Well, hello, students. Using the personal statement, revising your personal statement, thinking about your supplemental essays. I have a very, very different way for you to think about the personal statement. The whole process of applying. And I'm going to get to the punchline right away. I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you this. Because you want to make that writing. Tell the college who you are. You don't want to come across like you're telling them anything to get in. And sometimes I can sense this in a particular supplemental response that you didn't deeply connect with. So look in the description of this video for information to reach me so I can give you a free consultation about my high-level services here from somebody who struggled with writing, who struggled with a mediocre GPA and test scores, but yet I got into the nation's #1 university on the strength of my personal statement and have helped others as well. So think of the application process as your opportunity to rethink what you've done in your high school career, as well as your extracurriculars, as well as your interests, your hobbies, even your sports, even your downtime. And why do I say that? The reason I say that is because you do not want to come across as trying to sound impressive. You are trying to give the college a sense of who you are and why it matters. They want a real person that they can relate to and talk to. Okay? So here's what I'm talking about. There's a question that may ask, what programs on our campus do you as a student want to expand into outside of your chosen major, for example? And you might say, well, I want to pursue public policy because I watched the movie and I was very impressed with the main character who is a lawyer and who attended the same university, and then proceed to tell me very succinctly and very strongly, telling me, right, explaining to me how it'd be good for you. I'm going to invite you to dig deeper into yourself. Sometimes I sense these questions, you do such a good job, and obviously that's going to uncover some weaknesses. If you have 15, let's just say 5 supplementals and a personal statement, there's always going to be a weak link in there. So that's what I'm talking about. Don't take this as a criticism. But the way that I would approach that question is delve deeper into that movie that you watched. Genuinely try to uncover something you may have never thought about before. Because when we write these essays, sometimes our minds are made up, oh, I need to say this, this, this. And it's a very wooden, very deliberate, precise process of developing the idea, the outline, what you want to say, the dialogue, the everything. Okay? Robert McKee says, write what you know and write the truth. And you must do that even in a question where you're thinking to yourself, but I don't honestly want to pursue anything outside of medicine. I don't really want to take a liberal arts course. I will be required to, and of course I'll take it, but I'm just going to answer this question as best as I can. No. Make a genuine connection to the question. Genuinely try to uncover something that grabs your heart. And then go back to that example of the movie in which you were talking about this person who went to Princeton, was a lawyer, and describe a scene and describe what it did to you. Bring in your 5 senses. Talk about the popcorn. I ate my popcorn. For the first time, a tear rolled down my eye because the main character was dealing with this and that, and there was a moment in the movie when this happened, and boom. So what you're doing is you're being expressive in your writing, you're not being overly reflective, because a lot of times we over-explain and we're not in the moment, and the person reading it is not also not in the moment. And you want that person to be in their skin. You want them to sense things. You want them to smell things there as they sit with you in that dark room in their imagination. Because that's another secret here, is you're going to write this in a descriptive, story-like way that you would if you were around the campfire. And when you're there at the campfire, you know those ghost stories, they'd say, and he crept up the stairs, and the wood of the stairs said, "Grrr," and it squeaked like a mouse, and he smelled the dust of the room above. You see, that's the kind of storytelling you want to tell. Get them into your skin. So you're showing. And by the time you have that, what it all means, because obviously you're going to say, oh, I would take this course at Princeton if I was an undergrad studying, headed for medicine. Then when you finally do that, now the reader says, that's what that was all about. And you don't need to tell them very much, because you show, tell. Show, tell. It's the difference between expressive and reflective writing, okay? I hope that helps, okay? And if you want to know more about this, feel free to reach out to me. The information, I'm sure, is in the description of this video, and we can talk.